feel totally overwhelmed by all the clutter in your life, you know that you need to simplify, but you just don't know where to begin, I got you. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down 50 things that you can do basically right now to totally change up your space. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Julie. I talk about organization, minimalism, and how to declutter and simplify your life in a very intentional way. Go ahead and subscribe, click that notification bell, give this video a big thumbs up if you like this kind of content. And let's jump right in because man, oh man, we have a long list. 50 things is a lot. So what I'm going to do is start off with different categories so that it makes it easier. And we're going to start off in the bedroom today. The first thing that you are going to declutter from your bedroom or just evaluate is old pillows, uncomfortable pillows, things that are just not bringing you any joy or any sleep and making you really miserable. They don't have any place in the room that you spend a third of your life. The next thing that we're going to do, number 2, is declutter throw pillows, blankets, old teddy bears, anything that is no longer part of your style, your aesthetic. If you're really working towards more streamlined and a minimalistic look to your bedroom, you don't want to be having tons of little pillows or kind of stuffed animals or anything on your bed. Third thing is to look at your sheets, your duvet. Let me know if what you call it. We call it a duvet in South Africa, but I've heard people call it like duvet or whatever. It's like fillet. Sheets, duvets, comforters, blankets that might be like threadbare, torn, stained, that you're just keeping because you feel bad about throwing them out. That's not working for me, okay? Think about how you could give these to animal shelters if they're in really not great condition, or if they're in okay condition but you just don't like the pattern, or it's just something that you don't feel great in, or maybe the feel of it is not the right thing for you, or the sheets are too hot for your climate, or whatever it is, consider giving it to a homeless shelter or giving it to a family member. Then obviously the elephant in the room is your bed. If your bed is not serving you, maybe it's too small, maybe it's too big for this space, maybe it worked in one home and it doesn't work in this home, maybe the mattress is uncomfortable, who knows, it could be a lot of different things. Maybe it's broken, you know, the slats of beds can break over time, and considering how important a bed is for you to get good sleep, consider if you should be getting a new bed or, you know, giving this bed away to somebody else. Excess furniture such as bulky side tables or bookshelves or a desk that you're not using, or the chair that you have in the corner of your room which literally just models your clothes. It doesn't actually serve as a chair to sit down on. Consider whether you need that furniture. Perhaps it was also from an old home, or you've decluttered your clothing now so you don't need extra chests of drawers. Remember that if you have more storage or closets, you're just gonna want to fill it up. It's almost like an unconscious human habit to just fill up the space that you have. So try and be super intentional about your storage and also what you put inside of it. Additionally, with furniture could be like lamps or just like little extra things that you no longer need. Another thing that I haven't even included in this video is clothing. I'm not even going to go there because I feel like that's a video all on its own. If you want me to talk about decluttering my closet or clothing, or how to have a more intentional wardrobe, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to make that video for you. The next thing to declutter in your bedroom are books. So either books that you have read that you have no intention of rereading, or worse, books that you bought in like a book buying frenzy and haven't gotten around to reading, or you try to read them, you got like a little bit in and it has that permanent bookmark in there that hasn't moved in years. Probably time to let that go. Get rid of anything that doesn't belong in your bedroom. So this should go without saying, but every room has a purpose, and things like cups, food, cutlery, anything beyond that water glass that you need on the side of your bed at night should not be in your bedroom. Other things that I find our bedroom kind of accumulates, especially being in a small apartment and everybody working from home, is mail, packages, open packages, unopened packages, office supplies, all these kind of little things that aren't really intended for the bedroom. Obviously, if your desk is in your bedroom, that's different, but then that stuff should really be in the little office space that you've carved out in that room. Okay, so here we go with the controversy, but a TV. I firmly believe, even though sometimes I wish I had a TV in my room, but I firmly believe that a TV does not belong in the bedroom. So if you do have a TV in your bedroom, consider if it is helping you with sleeping, with spending quality time with your partner, with talking to them, you know, or if it's hindering that relationship. Studies have shown that TVs interrupt people's sleep. People get into a habit of falling asleep with the TV on, and it's really not healthy for you. So let me know in the comments, are you TV in the bedroom kind of people, or do you think it shouldn't be allowed? Number 10, wall decor. We sometimes forget about how visual clutter can impact our headspace. Consider what's on your walls in your bedroom. Can you see nice open spaces which kind of reflects what your mind is thinking? Do you have pictures or photographs or posters on there that are so old that you just haven't updated? Or you've stuck up post-its that are not really aesthetically pleasing or intended to be, you know, bedroom decor? Maybe that's time to reevaluate and take them down. Any electronics that don't belong in the bedroom, maybe that's like cameras, chargers, speakers, headphones, extra plugs, whatever it may be. Often, you know, our bedrooms just become clutter magnets, especially if we live in a small space with lots of people. We kind of shove everything in the bedroom and close the door, and you know, we just sleep there, so it's like no big deal. But it is kind of a big deal. It adds to the visual clutter. Remember, clutter just absorbs more clutter. Those things have got to go. Moving on to the bathroom. Towels. Old towels, duplicate towels, ripped towels, torn towels, stained towels, towels that no longer serve the style of the bathroom that you're going for or have just seen better days. You know, I think eventually towels do kind of run their life depending how often you use them. So we each have a towel for each family member, and then I think we have 2 guest towels, and you know, we have like maybe 1 or 2 odd like emergency towels because your children are gonna play in the bath and splash all the water out, and you know, occasionally you do need towels for extra things, but I don't think that you need multiples for each family member. Things that you can do with excess towels, I mentioned the sheets for animal shelters. You can also take towels to Goodwill or Housing Works and check and see if they accept them. You can also cut up towels and turn them into kind of reusable cloths or rags so that they can be repurposed. They don't need to go to waste, but they also don't need to be in your home if you don't really use them. The same goes for bath mats, hand towels, face cloths. Really evaluate whether you need so many of these. If you have changed the style of your bathroom and previously you had red towels and now you've upgraded to something much more in line with your style, then perhaps you can let those towels go. Okay, so somewhere that I find really accumulates clutter is the bathroom surface, like where the basin is, the bathroom countertop. And this is an area that really needs to be kept as clean as possible because you need to be, you know, wiping off toothpaste stains and the mirror gets splattered, and it's a high traffic zone that needs to be cleaned regularly. Plus it's wet, there's moisture, it needs to be kind of disinfected, it gets gross. So having as little bathroom decor as possible, I think will really make your life so much easier. You're much more likely to quickly like just spray some cleaning spray and wipe everything up and just, you know, spot clean if it's easy to do that versus having to take everything off the countertop, putting it all back in. Also, having that kind of visual display is like a lot of clutter for your brain. So the less amount of counter space that you're using with items and little like trinkets, the better. I try and put all of our bathroom gear, whatever you want to call it, in our bathroom cabinet, and I try and get it all to fit there. So the only thing that I have on the countertop is 1 plant and some soap. 15 is expired or empty medicines, which kind of goes without saying that if you have emptied a pill bottle or something, you would throw it out, but not always, right? And also checking the expiry dates of medication is super important. Hopefully, if you took something that had expired, it's not going to be detrimental to your health, but it's probably not going to work so well. Along that line is old or expired makeup and toiletries, so like skincare products or whatever it is, because these things, when they go past their expiration date, especially makeup that can attract bacteria and just nasty little germs and everything, if you're still using that stuff, that can cause you to break out, that can cause infection, all this kind of stuff, especially like mascara or something near your eyes. Make sure that you're not buying too much makeup, which goes without saying, that you only have the amount of makeup that you can actually use and that you can use within the time that it expires. So the next point is actually to have too much makeup and really bringing it down. Perhaps that orange nail polish that you bought in 2000 is really not vibing for you right now. Your style has changed and you're more into muted colors. Let it go. Give it away to someone if it's still usable, or you know, chalk it up to a lesson that you're not going to buy it again. Number 18 is excess hair curling products, hair styling products. Do you really need 3 or 4 curling irons with like incrementally bigger barrels to give you slightly bigger curls? And how often are you really using these things? If this is something you're using every day, sure, keep it. But if it's something that you pick up maybe once a year, consider letting it go. I spoke about my hairdryer in this video that I will have linked above, and how I bought a hairdryer in the anticipation that I would need it, and I can count on one hand how many times I used that hairdryer in 10 years. So make sure that you're making really careful buying choices going forward. We've all made mistakes and that's how we learn, and that's okay. Number 19 is anything that doesn't belong in the bathroom, and you'll hear me saying this throughout. So an example of this for me is because our bathroom had quite big built-in cabinets compared to say the rest of our home, I kept art supplies and specifically like sewing supplies in my bathroom for quite a long time. Now this is a bad idea for a number of reasons, notably that a bathroom is a moist, I know people hate that word, environment, and probably should only have bathroom related things in there, and typically things that get used up and are kind of disposable consumables or are waterproof. Sewing equipment and things, not so much. And secondly, because I didn't associate crafts or like sewing or needlework or anything like that with the bathroom, I never did anything with them. I just left them there. I forgot about them because they weren't really in a logical place. So try and think about what belongs in each room. Number 20 is using up excess skincare products like skin masks or serums or anything like that that's kind of just sitting in your bathroom waiting to be used and kind of forgotten about. If you've bought a whole lot of skincare masks or treatments for your hair or your face or whatever it is, and you're not using them, then that is telling you something. Either they're out of sight, out of mind, or you're just not in the right frame of mind or habit to be using these things. So try and make an effort to use them up. Don't replace them yet. Perhaps you're in a stage of life where you have little kids, or you're working a hectic job, or you're not living in your own space, or whatever it is, where you don't really have time to dedicate hours to self-care, and so it's just not the appropriate time to have all of these things that are cluttering up your space and cluttering up your mind. Number 21 kind of relates to kids' bathrooms, which depending on your circumstances could be you sharing a bathroom with your kids or them having their own separate bathroom. Either way, the rules kind of apply, and all of the things that I've spoken about now will still be relevant, but specifically for kids, make sure that you're going through their bathroom supplies, you know, making sure that if you have like half an inch of shampoo, that perhaps you're just discarding it, or purposefully, you know, making a point to use it up. It doesn't waste like space in their cabinets and get all sticky and, you know, just clutter up everything. Specific to kids is to evaluate bath toys, old bath toys or things that they use, especially the ones that have the little hole that automatically, almost overnight, will grow mold if water is kept in there. So make sure that you're being super selective about which bath toys you bring into your home, not only for how they look, but whether the kids actually need them, because these kinds of things really add up. They're difficult to store because you need to let them dry after you use them. So then you're kind of just splaying everything out and it really doesn't look nice. The thing that I found was super helpful with those little bath toys that have the little squeezy thing, they have a hole that lets in the air to let them dry out, and also they shoot water, and that's kind of fun and everything, but other things can shoot water. But what I would recommend if you do want to buy those types of bath toys, take some super glue and glue up the hole before they're used so they're completely dry inside, and then this way they won't attract mold, because it can be very dangerous for mold to build up in there, for you not to be aware of it, If kids play with that in the bath and then that shoots into their eye, they can get infections. Or you can just like leave those kind of bath toys out altogether and let them play with just regular plastic cups or household items. You'll be surprised how creative children can be. They don't need all these fancy toys that clutter up your space. So along those same lines is that we always end up with kind of like cheap bath toys, sometimes from like the dentist or birthday party. It's good to just let those things go because kids don't need fancy things. They can make use of whatever you have. Like our children love using like plastic measuring cups. We have those for the bath, a little colander, so you fill it up with water and the water comes out kind of like a shower. They love playing with syringes from like a Tylenol bottle or something that they can kind of just shoot water out. These don't shoot water that far, and it's like the one time you can do it is in the bath, right? You don't need to worry about them getting wet. So there's really a lot of just regular household things that they will play with, that they don't need fancy or even not fancy like cheap plastic toys. You can really make do with what you have, and then you just rotate things out as they get bored of them. Before we move on to the next room, which is the living room, I want you to think about if you are feeling overwhelmed with how to declutter your space, how do you determine what to let go of? And kind of a very general rule of thumb that I use if I'm starting a huge project, and it's kind of the rule I would use if I was moving into a new home, is what belongs where. So do kitchen things belong in the bedroom? You know, no. Do bathroom things belong in the living room? No. And so using that principle will help you determine what actually belongs in a living room. Obviously, a lot of us live in small spaces, and you might be living in a studio apartment or a one bedroom with way more than one person living in an apartment, and your bed is in the living room, or your kitchen and your living room are one thing. Those are, you know, exceptions that you have to figure out. But even if there's no set walls separating rooms, there still can be little spaces that you can create with furniture or some kind of boundary that will allow you to sort of simplify that space and really delineate where things go. Number 24 for the living room is kind of similar to the bedroom, and that is like throw pillows, blankets, anything that you no longer like that's cluttering up your couch that you're finding hard to put back at the end of the day. Just simplify and move on. Number 25 are excess stained rugs. If you have pets or children or both, you're probably going to have issues with your rugs. So making sure that you're kind of evaluating whether these rugs can be cleaned, salvaged, should be kept. Perhaps your style has changed. A rug can really change the look of a room, so make sure that your rug choice is super intentional. Hi guys, Editing Julie here, and I realize as I'm editing this video that 50 things is a lot to talk about. So to make it easier for you guys, I'm going to split it up into 2 videos of 25 things each, basically like a part 1 and a part 2. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you get a notification and click the notification bell when the second part is uploaded. It's basically all ready to go. I just feel like a 40-minute video is gonna be too overwhelming. So I'm gonna split it up into 2 videos. Make sure that you check out all the resources down below. I do have a free Facebook group, a free video series that you can sign up for to help you with organization and just to get started. So it'll really supplement content like this type of video if this is what you're interested in terms of like doing an ultimate declutter. So I hope you will stick around for both videos and that you will sign up with the links down below. And yeah, if you have any questions about how to get started with decluttering, minimalism, organization, make sure to leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys in part 2 of this video. Bye!